Geometry Similarity Review, Problems 7, 8, and 9. This morning I just tried to make this too complicated. I think I can do a better job now. Solve for the missing variables. Here we have similar triangles. We know they're similar because we have parallel lines. And so we have angle, angle. Corresponding angles are congruent. So we know these triangles are similar by angle-angle similarity. We need to find x. How do we find x? Well, 6 is to 8 as 7 is to x. If 6 is to 8 as 7 is to x, I can cross multiply. 6 times x is 6x equals 7 times 8 is 56. Now I can divide both sides by 6. And 56 divided by 6 x is 9 1/3. 9 1/3. And we also have 7 is to 5. To find y, one way to do it is 7 is to 5, this side to this base, as this side is to this base. What's important to remember with all proportion problems is to be consistent when you're relating parts to one another. 7y equals 13 times 5, which is 65. 65 divided by 7. Or around 9.3. 65 over 7 is approximately 9.3. Okay, problem 8. I'm going to call this angle 1, this angle 2, and this angle 3, and I'm going to redraw this puppy. So I'm going to put this angle here, my base will be 12, and if this angle is in the left corner, then this side is going to be 9, 12, this is going to be 9, and this is W. So I have redrawn my triangles, and now to find W, 18, I could say W is to 18 as 12 is to 36, or I could say 18 is to 36 as W is to 12, or I could say W is to 12 as 18 is to 36. Did I repeat myself? There are lots of ways to do it. The important thing to remember is to be consistent. So I think I shall say W is to 18 as 12 is to 36. I notice my scale factor is 2, and the reason I notice that is 18 times 2 is 36, so W has to be 6. But what happens if I cross multiply? That gives me 36W equals 12 times 18. 12 times 18 is 216. Divide both sides by 36. And sure enough, W equals 6. I'm going to switch to pen to make this easier for you to see, but let's do one more. Solve for x first. Well, what do we know? We know we have a right triangle, and this is going to be 1. I'm going to call this angle 2, and I'm going to call this angle 3. So this is going to be angle 1, this is going to be angle 2, and this is going to be angle 3. I like redrawing these, so my right angle is here. This is x minus 2. This is y. What is the length of my hypotenuse? Well, I know that this is a midpoint because these two lines are noted as congruent. So this is 8 and this is also 8. So my hypotenuse is 16. Now when I draw my baby triangle, I put the right angle here. That's my angle 2. That's my angle 2. And my base is 7. And my hypotenuse of this triangle is 8. So now how do I find x? Well, I can say x minus 2 is to 16 as 7 is to 8. I could also say x minus 2 is to 7 as 16 is to 8, and that would also be fair as long as I am consistent in the way I set up my proportion. They all work equally well. So here I'm going to cross multiply. 8 times x minus 2 is equal to 7 times 16. I distribute my 8. 8 times x is 8x. 8 times negative 2 is negative 16. 7 times 16 is 112. Excellent. I can add 16 to both sides. That gives me 8x is equal to 128. 128 divided by 8 is 16. Got that? Freeze it if you need to. Pause it if you need to. X is equal to 16. Now I have to find y. Finding y is fairly straightforward. I can use the Pythagorean theorem for this. I know my hypotenuse is 16. So what I have here is this side is x minus 2. 16 minus 2 is 14. So 14 squared plus y squared equals 16 squared. My hypotenuse again is 16. 14 squared is 196 plus y squared equals 16 squared, which is 256. I subtract 196 from both sides. And that gives me y squared is equal to 60. So y is the positive square root of 60 and the positive square root of 60 is 7.745 roughly, but 7.7 will do. The exact answer is the square root of 60. The approximate answer is 7.7. There we go. If you have questions, text me or call me, or send me an email.